Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video and welcome to Lanzarote and my lovely pink face. Thought I'd take 5 minutes out of the sun to talk to you guys about the upcoming game this weekend between Man City and Newcastle. 12:30 kickoff, it is on Sky, so let me know your plans for the game down below. I will most likely go and find a pub around here that will hopefully have a few Newcastle fans in. I do also want to talk a little bit about Wembley, the cup final, Lanzarote. I mean, there's worse places to get over your cup final hangover, but we will concentrate on the Man City preview, talk about what we expect to see from Manchester City. I think it will be a very tough game for us this weekend, and what we hope to see from Newcastle United. I think the biggest thing for us is post-final, we need some changes. A bit of a refresh, a rejuvenation. Let's hit this, post-final season with a bang. Try and get out there. I tell you what, playing Man City is not a great game to come back to, but I think it will be tough mentally, emotionally, physically. Maybe a change to the lineups could make all the difference. So we will talk about the lineups and give my prediction at the end of this video as well. So let me know your predictions down below. Also talk a little about something else that's going on off pitch as well. Newcastle have not gone quiet since the final. We're already trying to bring in new people to the staff, and one of them is from Manchester City. So we will talk about that as well. Just to say on the final, a big thank you to you guys, actually. Loads of support on all the videos that I posted all weekend. You know what it is? It was a good weekend. The trouble was we didn't win, and it does tarnish the experience. But if you single out the individual moments throughout that weekend, Trafalgar Square was incredible. You know, even after we lost, I couldn't get anywhere near the tube. So we thought, screw it, let's just go for a beer. We wanted to go home. We didn't want to be there anymore. We'd lost the game. A few beers with a few Newcastle fans, and you know, just talking to some people, and you realise, and what Amanda said on TalkSport Radio, it's the first step. You know, we want to go out there. The owners want to win it. You know, even if we'd won the Carabao Cup, the owners aren't going to go, right, we've won that, let's go home. Let's bog off now. We've done our job. No, this was a first step, and when people are saying, you know, that Newcastle were good losers by waving the flags at the end of the game, that's not how I saw it. You know, for me, that was an appreciation of how good we've been, not just getting to the final, but how good we've been all season, how good we've been since the owners came in. So yeah, there's been a little bit of stick thrown back and forth between Newcastle fans since the final, and yes, we wanted to win, but generally speaking, there was positives to take away from what we did achieve in that cup run. And as I say, now we need to, you know, put our boots back on and hit the season running again. And yes, to say again, thank you to you guys for all the support on the videos. We hit 40,000 subscribers on the channel. The special will be very, very soon, and it's one worth watching. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to do so. And thank you to everyone that I met while I was down in Wembley for the weekend. So many fans came over to say hello. Some fans who have been subscribed, you know, from the very start, 8 years ago. So, you know, things have changed on the channel. Things have changed for the better at Newcastle. And as I say, let's have a good one this weekend against Manchester City, who, yeah, let's be honest, have been very good. And they really cannot have any more errors or faults this Premier League season. They're 5 points behind Arsenal, who are in the top spot right now. At home, as I say, against the Newcastle side, who haven't been the greatest of... I say that, we've lost 2 games all season. So don't get me wrong, we've had a cracking season. It's a season nobody expected. And we will be the underdogs going at this game. We were the underdogs going in against Manchester United. We will be the underdogs going into this one as well. They actually played a game earlier in the week and beat Bristol City 3-0. And that was without Haaland. That was with a rotated side. You would imagine he will be back in action again for them this Saturday. Lots of question marks on whether Haaland is potentially making Manchester City worse. If they are a worse side because they don't hold the ball as well, is him being in the side stopping them possession-wise? He scored 27 goals already. I had to double check that. I didn't believe that he'd actually scored that many goals so soon. It is absolutely madness. So our defence is going to need to be on point going into this one. As I say, taking on a Haaland, scoring that many goals. Defensively, we've been strong. We have been strong this season. But, after, Nick Pope having so many clean sheets in a row and then conceding, and then we have conceded in the last few games now. The 2 goals we conceded against Liverpool weren't great. Obviously, Nick Pope getting a red card wasn't great either. Thankfully, it's only a 1-game ban though, so he will be back this weekend, thankfully. But you think of Trippier, one of the most experienced players in the squad. Him and Shaw, kind of communication-wise, losing it for those Liverpool goals. And the final was different, but you think scoring a header in a game when we've got that many 6-foot-plus players, one of the tallest squads in the league. So, yes, we are going to have to be on form, and when Haaland is that quick, that fast, and in such good form, it's going to be tough. And I think the big thing for Eddie Howe and the lads this week is to get them going again, get out there at the weekend and just give it your all. You talk about the 3-3 earlier in the season. I wouldn't mind seeing one of them again. But following the final, I think the players will be emotionally, mentally, physically drained. You saw it after the semi-final. Yes, we didn't have Bruno for 3 games, but as I've mentioned, kind of coming out since the semis, and I've done it as well. I am guilty of it as well. We've been talking about West Ham, we talked about Bournemouth, we talked about Liverpool, but all I was really thinking was Carabao Cup final. And that's as much as Eddie Howe said the players concentrated on this game, and this game, it's going to be tough to forget about that game. We can put it past us now. And I think that's it. Eddie Howe needs to get these guys back into gear, get them up again, and get them going again. As I've mentioned, coming out the back of a final and going straight into Manchester City away probably would not have been the fixture I would have chosen. And I would dare say it, if we do come out without a result from this game, it's getting them going again. We are 100% concentrated on the Premier League now in seeing what position we can achieve by the end of the season. There's not long left to go, The season has gone by quick. We have to get into gear fast and get us going. And I do think one of the things that I would look to do is make some changes to the lineups as well. We have seen some players come out and play well. I thought, Maxi has been doing really well in the last few games. But I would just say, generally speaking, try to freshen it up, bring a bit of bite back in that maybe, playing the same side again may not have. Eddie Howe will have to assess how the players are feeling, doing, as I say, mentally, physically after the game. And we know that Eddie Howe has done a fantastic job at bringing this squad together. And I think that will really help them. Going and losing the final, as down as I was and a lot of you guys are or were, the players are feeling it as well, and that's, I think, important that Eddie Howe has created this collective that they can all stick together and push on again. And it's not just the players, it's Eddie Howe, it's the staff. Someone slamming doors. Eddie Howe apologising to the owners in Wembley Stadium after they didn't win. It just shows the love between the players, the staff, the owners. Let's get it all together. And the fans, get the flags out again. And let's get things going. And Amanda spoke really passionately on Talk Sport on the radio after the final, which I've mentioned already. Wants to win the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, the Champions League. I mean, it's great to hear such great words coming from the ownership. Owners are often quite careful about what they say because they don't want to overpromise, they don't want to overstate. But I think it's clear that, and I'm not expecting to be at Wembley again for the next few years. I don't know what's going to happen, but what we do know is that wherever we are on this plan that everyone keeps talking about, short-term, medium-term, long-term, we know it's coming. And that's the thing, the owners are going again. It's being reported today by Fabrizio Romano that Newcastle have in fact are in the process of acquiring one of the Manchester City scouts to come in as the new head scout of Newcastle United. So, we haven't even, it's hasn't been a week since Wembley, and we're already on the ball looking for somebody to bring in and help enhance this squad. And I know we brought Gordon in the January window. We could really do with a few extra players this summer, and time will tell as to whether we should have spent more or done more in the January window as we finish off this season. We're hoping that Gordon is going to be a big part of that, and I have put him in to my lineup. So let's get that on screen now. Let me know your lineups down below. I have actually seen loads of different lineups. You know, I'm talking about changes in the mindset of Eddie Howe is how I'm going to make my changes, because I've also seen 5 at the back formations with Trippier, Shaw, Botman, Burn, and then Target coming in as the left-sided player, which honestly, I don't mind. I actually don't mind the sound of that. And against Man City away from home, if Eddie Howe was going to do a 5 at the back, maybe this would be the game to do it. As I've mentioned, physically drained from a big game, mentally drained, is just putting that extra player in at the back and to give them that little bit more confidence. I don't know if Eddie Howe will do it. I can't. Eddie Howe talks about not wanting to compromise his tactics and how he plays. He goes out there to beat the opponent, and going 5 at the back isn't very Eddie Howe. Having said that, it could be a time he does it, but that's not what I've gone for. I've gone for what I think would be great to not totally unsettle the team. That's not what I want to do. I want to just create a couple of changes in there to try and really like kickstart a bit of competition again. I think playing the same players over and over, I don't think we've been complacent. I think players have been playing out of their skins, to be honest. But it doesn't hurt to just create a little bit of challenge. I think Trippier's got to play, and I think Shaw and Botman are nailed on as well. I think at the moment they are the best players we've got, but I think we should reintroduce Target. I think Dan Burn in his lanky runs up the left side were brilliant, but he's slowing down a bit, and I don't know if that's because we're just playing him a little bit too much. I think get Target back involved, give him another chance. There's been talk about whether he was dropped or whether he was injured, but it's understood that he's fit to play, and I think having Target there helps improve Maxi as well. I think Maxi's actually been one of the players, and I know Maxi's a bit 50-50. I spoke about it before the final. You want somebody who is going to play well all the time, and Maxi isn't always that. You could even think, will Eddie Howe go back to Joe Linton on the left? Because it wasn't that long ago, that was the formation that was winning until Bruno got injured. Bruno got a red card. Until Willock got injured, it was Joe Linton on the left. So could he bring back Bruno, Willock, Sean, Joe Linton on the left? Maybe, and against the Man City side where he wants to be defensive, that could be the play. But it's not what I've gone with. I've kept true to Maxi, who I thought had a good game, show his support. I think Eddie Howe likes to back players who play well. In the middle, I've gone with Bruno, Sean and Joe Linton. I don't actually know what the situation is with Willock. Eddie Howe will probably tell us in his press conference tomorrow, but I've stuck with them 3. I've put Gordon on the right. I know he's more of a left side. Could him and Maxi interchange? I don't know. Miggy, I tell you what, if he scores 10 goals every season from now for the rest of his 3.5-year contract, I'll be a happy man. But since he scored that 10th goal, he's quieting down a little bit. And is that because he's getting overplayed? Is that because he's playing all the time? Gordon needs to get in this side, and if you need to drop a player, Maxi's the one who's been playing better. So I would try Gordon left, maybe Gordon in the middle, but against Man City it's a bit different. And then I've gone Isak up front, which I'm not sure about. To be honest, Isak also came on and did great. Isak seems to come in off the bench and do brilliantly. But when he starts, he doesn't. Having said that, there needs to be a time when we start giving Isak some starting football. You know, Wilson is getting a little bit slow, and we brought in a £60 million striker for a reason. And in the proposition of mixing things up, I would go with Isak as well. So let me know your thoughts on my lineup down below. It is a bit different. It is a little bit out there. I wouldn't say that out there, but maybe with the Gordon on the right, I don't know. You let me know your thoughts down below, and let me know your predictions as well. Last time it was 3-3. This time, 2-2. Didn't say it quite as confidently, did I? I think it's going to be tough. I think we're going as the underdogs, and I think, honestly, Man City should win. let's put it that way instead. Man City with their team, they've got 3 teams at the moment. You know, you think about the team that played in the cup. Foden got 2. De Bruyne was playing in the cup. You know, he'll come in. Haaland will come in. I don't think they will take us lightly. I think they will come in full strength this weekend. I think it'll be tough. They should win. Let's hope the pressure gets to them and we can pull something off. All right, guys, thanks for watching. As always, I will be doing the normal pre-match, post-match stuff this weekend for the game. Obviously not there. But yes, once again, thank you guys for all the support on the channel. Thank you for 40,000 subscribers. Thanks to everyone who said hello when I was down at Wembley, because there was a lot of you guys. And thanks to everyone who supported from home as well. As I said, loads of likes, comments were insane. And this video has been quite long. So if you're still watching, you haven't subscribed, predictions down below, hit the red button. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.